twice in 24 hours. Went to the restaurant. And the person beside me started talking at the counter, you know. Just now, this guy, he's like 78 years old. Said he was, who knows. He was getting around pretty good, but he was talking about stuff in his past, you know, and bitterness. He said, I hope I live long enough to be a burden on my kids or something like that. I thought, so that's payback, huh? Revenge or something. The way he was talking, you know, he was building himself up like he could fix anything, do anything, whatever. He said, what kind of work have you done? I said, I've done it all. I said, I've heard everything, seen it all, done it all. How many different careers? 120. He was thinking I was going to have two. He said, what kind of careers have you been in? 2 or 3 or what? I said 120. And that's not even a joke, people. And I said, I do Uber ride. I said, I do ride share, and I've heard every conversation under the sun. And anyway, I just let him start talking. You know, I was able to make one comment. He was always interrupting. Talking about how he wanted to kill somebody one time. I said, well, you want me to tell you? I said, you want me to tell you how to get rid of that? You shouldn't have that in there, because when you look out at the other person, you're just looking at a different version of yourself. Love your neighbors yourself, you know. And he started talking about preachers and how the preachers in the church got on his nerves. He went to church. He goes to church, but he says he doesn't like preachers. He said his brother got on his nerves. He about killed him one time. He said, my whole life they've been attacking me and they've been harassing me. I said, just walk away, man. He said, but his family, I can't walk away. Yeah, you can. Walk away. It doesn't matter who it is. Walk away. If they're getting on your nerves and irritating you, harassing you, walk away. See, people have this, and I tried to tell him, I said, the way you solve it, I don't know if he heard anything I said, but I told him. I said, the whole system is a devil's system trying to get you in bitterness and anger and wrath and murder and all that. I said, it's a works-based. I told him, I said, it's because he told me about his military experience. I said, it's a works-based system. Works, levels, ranks, grades, ratings. And the devil's trying to get you under a works-based mindset instead of faith. And so you're frustrated because you can never rise to those levels. And so you get frustrated. And if you just walk by faith and forgetting those things are behind, you got it. It's easy. It's the easy button. But he didn't hear nothing I said. I don't think he heard a thing I said. And the whole time, if I talk too much, just tell me to shut up. And he knew I wouldn't do that. Anybody says that, they probably know you're not going to tell them to shut up. My point is, it don't even matter about him. And then the other conversation that came up out of nowhere, it's like these people, I'm listening to these people and I'm sitting here thinking they have not been introspective at all. They've done zero introspection. Zero introspection. I know by their curse words, I know by their bitterness, I know by them living in the past. I know you can't live in the past. The past don't even exist. But all they do is talk about their glory days of the past. I knew somebody 10 years ago, all they talked about was the past. It's like, man, you're still young. Go out here and do something. Life's too short. Forget the past. Move on to something new. So when you start cutting people off that are trying to irritate you and keep you in a loop and talk about the past and live in unforgiveness and bitterness, you got to cut those people out. You will never grow with those kind of people around in your ear gate. You don't want that in your ear gate. You did this. Let's say you're married to somebody and they live in the past. well, you said this, or you did this, remember you, okay, I'm sorry, please forgive me. All right, can we move on? Am I doing it today? No? All right, forget it. It's the past. Let's move on. They still live in the past. They think you're the same person that you were last year because they don't do any inner growth. You're changed. And I promise you, if you change the inside, the outside has to change. If you change the inside, the outside has to change. And I'm noticing these kind of people are showing back up in my hologram. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what's going on here? People living in the past. People still perceptions of something in the past. I mean, they're just popping up all over the place. Sit down at a restaurant and they talk about past stuff that they should have graduated from when they were 20. You should be graduating to the next level. You shouldn't have unforgiveness. You shouldn't have bitterness. You shouldn't be living in the past. You shouldn't be worried and mad at your drill sergeant and wanted to kill your drill sergeant. He was doing his job, making you tough because there's a war out there. If you were him, you'd do the same thing. Still living in the past of a drill. Still remember that? I don't even remember a drill. I was in the Coast Guard. I don't even remember he said, you ever have a company commander yelling at you? Yeah. I've had 5 of them yelling at me. I don't remember their names. And I don't even, it's like a bleep on the screen. It's like a little bleep on the screen. Blows your mind. It blows your mind. I don't know how people live in the past. If you were living in the past regrets or what other people did to you, what they said, why would you I would rather memorize a Bible verse. Well, they said this. If somebody shows up from the past, I would probably remember stuff they said, but I'm not thinking about it now. All I'm thinking about is memorizing Bible verses. The measurement I got to measure on this porch, or whatever it is. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm not thinking about what somebody said. It's actually sick. It's really sick. It might come to my mind, but I'm not thinking about it. Man, thank God I escaped all that. Thank God for the Shekinah glory. Thank God. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. If I was still in the flesh mind and all I did was worry about what he said, she said, and all that junk, that would be a miserable life. Miserable life. How do people live that way? Move to the next level, people. It's not worth it to live in the past and stupid stuff. Get out and do something.